twists and turns.
When people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. You don't know me. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. Everybody including Will, Will. Fuck.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Gervonta Davis just posted on X claiming that after Crawford beat Canelo, he believes he could beat him. He said he'll swing on him for real. He doubled down on his confidence and challenged critics to watch him perform. He promised to train harder and insisted he wants respect in the sport and a real chance to prove himself. And he believes victory would cement his place among boxing's elite now following Terence Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez. Many in the boxing world expected praise for such a historic moment. Instead, Gervonta Davis chose to make dismissive remarks, saying he could beat Crawford himself. This response drew sharp criticism from analysts who argued that even if Davis did not want to praise Crawford, he should at least avoid disrespect. They stressed that Crawford had achieved what many thought was impossible, defeating Canelo in decisive fashion. To belittle such an accomplishment, they argued, was shameful and unworthy of a fellow fighter.
It dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
Long before this controversy, Crawford had spoken candidly about Gervonta Davis. He made it clear that he did not see Davis as someone who would take risks against opponents better than him. Instead, Crawford described Davis as a talker who often avoided the toughest challenges. Crawford even admitted that he simply did not like Davis, making it clear that any potential fight between them would carry more than just competitive tension. It would be personal.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
You know? Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just... one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him and he in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways,
Bill Haney, the father and trainer of Devin Haney, also entered the discussion. He dismissed Davis's comments and said there was no way Tank could replicate what Crawford had done. According to Haney, Davis should stop trolling bigger fighters and focus on his actual weight class. He insisted that Davis should stay in his lane at 147 pounds rather than seeking attention by calling out champions in divisions where he has no real business. For Haney, Davis's remarks were nothing more than a publicity stunt.
Gotta ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terrence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass stepped into. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Trainer Greg Hackett spoke with passion when discussing Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, describing it as one of the most important achievements in modern boxing. He emphasized that Crawford has absolutely nothing left to prove after accomplishing something that had not been done in generations. Hackett reminded everyone that no fighter since the days of Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had been able to rise through weight classes and completely dominate an opponent as highly regarded as Canelo. What made this moment even more significant, Hackett argued, was the manner in which Crawford won. It was not a narrow decision or a lucky punch. It was a clinical performance that left no doubt about who was the superior fighter. According to Hackett, this victory confirmed Crawford's place among the sport's greats, making him a legend in his own right. He added that critics should no longer demand explanations from Crawford or question his legacy because his accomplishments speak for themselves. Hackett concluded by saying Crawford has silenced every doubt that ever surrounded him and should focus on enjoying his success rather than responding to negativity. For Hackett, Crawford's triumph was the definition of greatness.
Armstrong held them all at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter or one of the best fighters of his era.
Yeah.
Regardless of weight class.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might, like damn, Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud find a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good. You know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was what I mean by that is Canelo, when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like, Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low. He know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit, all right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you could tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better. And Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.
Although Terence Crawford has openly expressed his dislike for Gervonta Davis, he has not completely dismissed the idea of facing him in the ring. Crawford has made it clear that if Davis is serious, then he should step up to 47 pounds where the fight can happen on fair terms. For Crawford, agreeing to such a bout would not only put an end to Davis's constant trash talk, but also give him another chance to show his superiority. Against a high-profile opponent, he views the decision as entirely Davis's responsibility. If Tank truly believes he can win, then he needs to prove it by taking the risk rather than relying on bold statements outside the ring. Crawford's stance shows confidence in his own abilities as he welcomes the challenge while knowing the odds would still be heavily in his favor.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Ooh.
Wow,
man.
Devontae said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh man.
He gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
DJ Rum, a respected boxing commentator, expressed his admiration for Terence Crawford by highlighting his versatility and complete mastery inside the ring. In his view, Crawford is not just another talented fighter, but one of the rare few who can do absolutely everything at the highest level. Rom pointed out that Crawford's unique strength lies in his ability to adapt to any style, whether facing a heavy puncher, a slick counter-puncher, or a relentless pressure fighter. What makes him special is how seamlessly he blends offense and defense, switching gears with precision and making his opponents constantly second-guess themselves. Rom described Crawford as a once-in-a-generation athlete whose understanding of distance, timing, and angles sets him apart from everyone else in the sport today. To him, Crawford's fights are more than contests. They are demonstrations of artistry, where every adjustment feels like a calculated brushstroke on a canvas. Beyond just being a champion, Rum sees Crawford as a problem solver in the ring, capable of breaking down and dismantling any challenge placed before him. His consistent ability to dominate no matter the circumstances has convinced Rum and many others that Crawford's legacy will stand unmatched for years to come.
Clearly, outboxed him like I said he would. Bud is special, man. He could adapt. He can make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I consider it he came up 3 because he only had 1 fight at 154.
Yeah, 1 fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard. He got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? More comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud, but I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. And he did it. Towards the closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday. On it, and he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his power, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop. It's real quick, like a millisecond. But that's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. Bah. Too late. Now, I mean, for Canelo, his planning of the feet to throw his power punches, if more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camps, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power, like a skull.
Even after accomplishing something so rare, analysts observed that many fans and commentators were still reluctant to give Crawford full credit. They argued that part of this was due to favoritism toward Canelo, who has long enjoyed widespread admiration, especially in Mexico. Meanwhile, Crawford, as an African-American fighter, has often faced unfair bias for critics. This showed that the reaction to Crawford's victory was about more than boxing. It reflected broader issues of popularity, race, and perception in the sport.
Especially enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people would stay on cold, there's exceptions to the rules where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the New Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be. right? It should be, level. So it should be, where you just you don't go a certain length, right? It should be borders. So to say, okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia. Or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. Right? If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness, right? Because you're disappointed.
Rising star Hamza Shiraz also spoke highly of Crawford, calling him a mean machine inside the ring. Shiraz said that Crawford has never had a problem handling any opponent and always finds a way to win. His words showed the respect that younger fighters hold for Crawford, acknowledging him as a standard of excellence. For Shiraz, Crawford's performance against Canelo only confirmed what he already believed, that Crawford is operating on a level few others can match.
To him, so he said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, my mind wants to do it, he goes, my body can't. Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter, and someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined, but do you believe you'd stop Canelo Alvarez, Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer Brian "Bo" McIntyre offered insight into what could come next. He made it clear that Crawford is unlikely to chase a fight with David Benvitz. Instead, he suggested that Crawford may choose to vacate and relax rather than push himself into unnecessary challenges. Bomax's comments underscored that Crawford has earned the right to make decisions on his own terms, with nothing left to prove Crawford can prioritize his legacy and personal goals over critics' demands.
If Benavidez can make 168, maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No, man. No, I ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts?
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. We just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Absolutely.
And he don't want none.
So what does this performance prove about the end of sparring? You guys were largely
I told you it don't make no difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I? In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocent, Bozy, them over there, them my guys.
Legendary heavyweight Evander Holyfield also weighed in on Crawford's victory. He praised Crawford's performance as exceptional, highlighting his timing, footwork, and ring IQ. Holyfield said that Crawford displayed a level of skill that separated him from ordinary champions. For him, Crawford's win over Canelo was not just a victory, but a demonstration of mastery that reminded fans of what great boxing truly looks like. Coming from a legend like Holyfield, this praise carried significant weight.
What did you think of Crawford's performance over Canelo?
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance? Would you say?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about boxing.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.